Thank you, Justine. So my name is Mengjie Li. I'm currently an assistant professor in the School of Modeling, Simulation, and Training. So today I'm going to talk about data-driven approaches, especially data-driven digital twin for renewable energy, especially solar energy applications. So I obtained my PhD from National University of Singapore, and the main work was done in Solar Energy Research Institute of Singapore, where I focused on developing high-efficiency solar cells. And during my PhD, I also had the chance to exchange at the University of New South Wales, which is a leading organization in solar cell development. So it's a really cool experience to get to work with many experts in the field. So starting from 2024 fall, so last year, I have joined School of Modeling, Simulation, and Training as an assistant professor. And I'm also part of the NICE Digital Twin Initiative. And also I have secondary joint appointment with Department of Computer Science, ECE, Material Science, as well as the RISES Center and Florida Solar Energy Center. So right now, my team focus on health energy nexus advancement technologies. So specifically, we focus more on data-driven approaches, especially employing the semantic data management so that we can do spatial temporal analysis, we can do AI reasoning, and we are mainly applying it to like domains such as renewable energy. So like for PV, fleet performance analysis, where we also do related like geospatial data analysis. So I haven't been in my current role for a very long time, so I'm still actively hiring for postdocs and PhDs, especially for 26 spring and 26 fall. But I have been working at UCF for about 6 years now. So thanks to our large student population, I have had the chance to work with many really good students. So far I have worked with 1 postdoc, 6 PhD students, 2 master's students, and 37 undergraduate students. And right now, I'm teaching a course is focusing on interdisciplinary approach to data visualization. And I have another course that's under development, which is focusing on applied exploratory data analysis for modeling and simulation. So this is a course we are co-developing with several other universities, including Case Western Reserve University, University of Pittsburgh, University of Texas, and Tohoku University. And within this course, because we want to focus on teach data science skills, and we think that data science skills is very important for everyone, and we specifically want to help students that may not come from a traditional computer science background, but data science is useful for their domain. For example, electrical engineering, material science, mechanical engineering. And also, we are not only teaching specific data science skills, rather we are providing a well-curated, high-quality online resource so that the students can learn even beyond the class, like they can learn the skills, like to identify what are the high quality resources. So a few accomplishments I'll mention real quick. So far I have had the chance to work on a total of 9 federal funded projects with a total funding of $29 million. And right now I'm co-BI on 2 multi-million multi-year projects that are funded by Department of Energy. And I'm also active in terms of international collaborations. I'm one of the Department of Energy appointed members of IEA PUAPS. So IEA PUAPS is an organization that's focused on international collaboration. We have about 23 different nations that has been around for 30 years. And we focus on like several main topics, main areas within the PV field, and we generate high quality report each year so that we summarize what's the state of art, what's the current techniques, technologies that are interested by that are useful for the domain, for the industry. And I'm also participating at top ranking conferences. So last year we have presented at one of the workshop in CVPR, and we are also participating in SWC, which is a top ranking conference for semantic web for linked data. And this year we are gonna present our updated work in the upcoming SWC in Japan. And I'm also actively involved in conferences in the PV domain. Last year, I have served as one of the area chair, and I have been reviewer for PVSC for many years. And I'm also peer reviewer for DOE, and I have participated in in-person reviews, and I also review for top-tier journals. So the energy market is going through dramatic transformation, like mainly it's kind of changing from a centralized hierarchical structure into a decentralized grid. So with many of the emerging market players, especially a lot of the consumers, they are becoming prosumers. So they are generating energy themselves. So this brings additional challenge to the existing system because renewable energy is especially susceptible to weather change, for example. So it brings in like a sudden spikes, drops, and which creates, adds pressure to the existing like the grid operator. So to really effectively incorporating all these new distributed energy resource, it's really important to have a curated like geospatial information so that we can understand where the energy is generating and how much energy is generating so that we can do monitoring, modeling, forecasting, and effective control and dispatch. So to do that, a data-driven approach is really effective because we are leveraging the real-world data and we are learning from real-world data so that we are actually learning the behaviors of the real-world system, how much energy is generating, how they are generating, how much they are degrading the systems. So a data-driven approach can be applied in a lot of different aspects within renewable energy domain. So for example, it can be applied for manufacturing, it can be applied for health diagnosis, it can be applied for energy generation, which is a very important topic, but it also can be applied to deployment and planning, figuring out what are the effective strategies that we can help to improve the renewable energy deployment. So to do that, to build a robust data-driven model, it's really, really important about how you handle data. And one reason is because real-world data is messy, is unstructured. So we need a way to transform the unstructured real data into structured fair data, so that we make it fundable, accessible, interoperable, and reusable. And one way to do that is by building ontologies so that we can understand what are the terms that are important, how the terms are linked together so that we can use this ontology structure to help merge in different multi-model so that we can build all these real-world data into a knowledge graph so that we can learn from it, reason from it, understand from it. And together with my collaborators, my team has spent a lot of time figuring out what are the best ways to build ontology and how do we transform data. And we have packages published in both R and Python, which we include many different domain ontologies, and we have examples to show you how, for your specific domain, how to transform the data, how to build ontology for that specific domain. And then, so one important aspect of data-driven approach is to understand the energy generation, how much energy is generated, where they are generated, how the real-world systems are behaving. Are they behaving similarly or are they behaving differently? For systems that are located nearby, do they show similar trend? So to process the time series data and to do analysis, I have worked with a senior design team from the Department of Computer Science. We have built a dashboard and a package in 2 languages, in both R and Python, that we can do analysis of time series data and to do visualization, do analysis, so that we can understand how the real world PV systems are behaving. And they have done an excellent job. And another application for the data-driven approach is more for the deployment planning aspect. So one thing is it's usually really challenging to understand how much PV has been installed for a certain area, because this task traditionally is manual, is really time-consuming and labor-intensive. So my team has explored the possibility of using satellite image to detect how much PV has been installed in a certain area. And within this, we have tested different kinds of PV, from small scale, for example, rooftop, to medium scale, for example, like a distributed ground mount PV system, to large scale utility PV. And we have tested different images with different resolution, different kinds of image, and we have tested a suite of different models so that we can understand for different kinds of data-driven model, like what's the performance, like which one works the best for this specific task. And this work actually started as a summer REU project with the CRCV Center, and then it got extended into a very nice publication. And then also on another aspect of the figuring out the deployment and the planning strategy is we want to identify the areas that are experience more frequent, longer power outages, so that because these areas has more power outages, it's especially more beneficial for them to have like distributed energy resource so that they can really benefit from it. So to do that, my team has explored the possibility to monitor the night light change. So through night satellite image, we can monitor how the nighttime light change, and then we can identify the areas that are experiencing power outage. And we can, by looking at the historical data, we can identify the areas that has more frequent, longer power outages. And within this, we are exploring the spatial temporal graph neural network so that it can understand how the nearby areas are related, how they behave in the real world. So in the short term, I really want to continue the work in terms of to have a better data management, to build ontologies, to do more semantic data modeling so that we can build knowledge graphs, so that we can really help to figure out a pipeline to really do data governance, data stewardship, to really leverage high quality historical data so that we can learn from it and reason from it. So with that, with my current collaborators, we have a proposal pending to really expand the work we have on the ontology building and semantic data modeling. And then another aspect I really want to continue and to do more work is for the geospatial data analysis, because it's especially useful in terms of extracting important information from satellite images so that we can have a better understanding of the current renewable energy deployment so that it can help us for future deployment and planning. And then one more specific use case for geospatial data analysis is that I'm working with another faculty in the College of Community Innovation and Education, especially for global health management and informatics. So we want to understand what's the health and healthcare access disparity. So like at the intersection of energy and health, what are the user behavior and what they are and what the data is actually telling us? Because energy is really important for healthcare because it supports a lot of really important medical devices. So we want to identify the areas that are maybe experiencing challenges so that we can identify these areas to have effective policy for it. But within this, we are not only targeting to get absolute data or number out of it, but rather we want to document the approach we are using, especially for geospatial data analysis, so that it can be expandable not only for the energy and health domain, but also for related domain, like how do we handle this data. So in the long term, so energy is definitely a very important topic. It aligns with the federal agencies. It aligns with the long-term UCF strategic plan. So I really want to continue the work in this domain. And specifically, I want to focus more on the semantic data management so that we can help figuring out what are the best ways to do data governance and data stewardship so that we can actually leverage the complex data landscape to really learn from it. And specifically, then we can do reasoning, AI reasoning on top of the high quality data. And also, one particular thing that I'm really interested in is about federated learning, because moving data is really expensive, especially for large data. It's very challenging to move it, and also for a lot of sensitive data. So through the experience working with a lot of national labs, like a lot of sensitive data, like it cannot be easily shared or moved from one place to another. So then figuring out how do we run models on data that are stored at different locations is really important. And then lastly, about geospatial analysis, is just very important for the energy domain. And it's especially challenging because usually geospatial data is a large data. So figuring out what are the approaches that are effective is really important. So with that, I want to thank my sponsors. They have provided a lot of opportunity for me to work on the topics that I'm really interested in, that I'm really passionate about. I want to thank my family. They are extremely supportive. Without them, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. I want to thank my students because they are really hardworking. They are passionate about research. They are really productive. I'm really fortunate to have had the chance to work with many smart and diligent students. And lastly, I want to thank my collaborators and mentors and supervisors from the past. They really showed me what it means to do good research, to be a good researcher. And my collaborators deliver on every aspect, and they inspire me like every day in every way. I'm really grateful. Thank you.